What's up everybody, OT for Tech here, and today I just want to touch base on the most recent OnePlus One update, or the Cyanogen Mod update. They fixed a lot of the issues and bugs I was having with the OnePlus One, and I just want to go over what those bugs and fixes are. The first thing I want to talk about is the call quality. Now previously on Cyanogen Mod, the call quality was terrible when making and receiving phone calls. And if you can't make or receive a phone call on your cell phone, what's the point of having it? That's the number one thing that a phone should be able to do. Well, I'm happy to say with the most recent update of Cyanogen Mod, they fixed the bug. Now calls aren't just loud, they're crystal clear. So it's a pleasurable experience when making and receiving calls now. So the next thing I want to talk about is the camera quality. Now I'm going to go ahead and knock 4 of the bugs that I've noticed that they fixed out just with the camera. And the first one is going to be the playback with dual stereo speakers. Previously, when recording a video or just doing a sound bit to the recorder, it would not play back in dual stereo format, whether it was on your computer or through the speakers on your TV. Well, they fixed that. Now when recording a video on 1080p, 720p, or even in 4K, it's going to play back with the dual stereo format, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. The next thing was the 4K lag. In case you missed it in my previous video, when recording in 4K compared to, say, the Oppo Find 7a, it lagged significantly. Well, they fixed it. Now the processing actually keeps up and the 4K turns out beautiful, just like it does on the Oppo Find 7a.
Come here, Chewy. Chewy. Chew, 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 chew. You sprayed me now.
So they didn't just fix some bugs with the camera, they also added some new features. And one of the new features that I've noticed, at least the only new feature that I've noticed, is full control of your shutter speed. Now when you go into the camera app and you launch the settings, you'll notice there's a shutter speed setting. And when you open it, you have access to a ½ second all the way up to 8 seconds, full control of your shutter. Now, you have to be in the slow shutter shooting mode in order for this to work or take place, but it's a pretty cool feature and it's nifty for photographers or phonographers that want control of their shutter. So one thing that they didn't fix, but I'm not necessarily thinking that it's a bug. I almost think that it's not included in the phone. The Panasonic GH4, which is a state-of-the-art groundbreaking DSLR that records in 4K, does not record sound in 1080p slow motion. So I just think that the slow motion on the OnePlus One just doesn't record sound, and they didn't fix it or add that feature in the most recent update. In my previous video that I did on the bugs and fixes of the OnePlus One, I noted something about the location services. When using Google Maps, it did not want to maintain my location. So in order to do turn-by-turn directions, it was a problem. It would just stop. It would lose my location. Well, from the time that I've had using the phone with this particular update, the location services bug seems to be fixed. It keeps up with my location better and it gives me better turn-by-turn directions. Now going along with the location services bug, I also noted that there was some Wi-Fi and cellular reception issues. Well, I'm happy to say that those seem to have gone away. Now I did a recent video comparing the reception and Wi-Fi to the Oppo Find 7a, and I did not have any issues per se. But I noticed prior to this update, when I'm out in my office, which is separate from my house, I get 0 to 1 bar of Wi-Fi signal. Well, after I updated it, I'm starting to get 1 to 2 bars of Wi-Fi signal. So it's, to me, a significant improvement because going from 0 to 2 is a huge jump, and it improves your data performance when watching videos or when downloading an app or anything like that. So to me, it seems like they've improved the Wi-Fi signal and the cellular reception issues that I was having previously. Another thing that I've noticed, now this might have been there before this update and I just never noticed it, and it just recently got brought to my attention, because upon updating my phone with this Cyanogen Mod update, or the pre-consumer release or pre-production release, it did a factory reset and you have to go through all your setup process all over again. Well, when I went through all that and I pulled down the notification center, I happened to have seen quick toggles that were not there upon receiving my OnePlus One in the beginning. So I don't know if they were there and the setting just wasn't turned on, but upon updating, the setting automatically turns on, and now you're greeted with, quick toggles right there in your notification center. I turned the setting off because I don't need it. You can actually access your quick toggles by pulling down with 2 fingers or from the right corner of the screen. But for those that want that, it's there and it works good. Like all updates for all different platforms, for all different phones, it always includes some security, performance, and just overall bug fixes. So some of the bug fixes that I've noticed, like the lag issues and just the forced closing of apps, they've seemed to have gotten a lot better and it runs a lot smoother. But not only that, but they fixed the lock screen bug. A lot of the times when you locked your phone a certain amount of time, the wallpaper on your lock screen would just get distorted. And I have not had that issue anymore. So they fixed the distortion of the wallpaper as well as the little black bar on your on-screen buttons. Sometimes that would stay and just not go away. Even when you go back to your home screen, you would still have a black bar there. Well, that doesn't happen anymore. The only bug that I've seen that happens still is sometimes when you're in your Hangouts or you're texting and you go back to your home screen, the keyboard stays on the screen. I can't really get it to reenact when I need it to on camera, but it is there. Now, I did state that when I updated my phone, I had to do a factory reset, and it just does it on its own. It doesn't make you do it, it just does it. And then it reboots, and then you're greeted with a welcome screen. There's a new welcome screen now, and you have to go through a few more steps. One of these steps is creating a Cyanogen Mod account, and they do this to sync all of your preferences and settings and back them up in case you have to do a factory reset in the future. Google is known for this with their Android platform, but since this is a skin on top of Android, and a lot of the settings are not inside of Google per se, Cyanogen Mod now backs them up to their own server, so when you do a factory reset or you sell your phone or you get a different Cyanogen Mod phone, you can just log in and it will back up all your settings and preferences. It's pretty cool if you ask me. I don't want to get too much into the update. I'm going to save it all for my full review. And now they've basically worked out all the bugs and the things that were wrong with the OnePlus One. I will start working on my full review now. So it should be up in about a week or two. But I want to give you guys a good, clean-cut, full review minus all the bugs. That's why I've waited, and this is what I've been wanting to do. So just stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coverage for the OnePlus One, some more comparisons like between the Galaxy S5 camera and the Nexus 5. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, follow me on all my social media networks, and of course, as always, guys, thank you for watching and all your support.